you mentioned my giant sets still of training. Okay, I do believe in these two different types of muscle hypertrophy, sarcoplasmic and myofibril. Myofibril, yes, you have to go a little bit heavier, but it can be controlled. And I would use it actually after previously doing sarcoplasmic, which means, pump, repetitions, volumization, so once you prepare the muscle with all these muscle contractions, I would change the tempo, range of motion, angles, grip, stance, anything, make it interesting, challenge the muscle. And what I would say, Dane, if I would train you, okay, and you can bench, let's say 315 pounds for 10 reps, or
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
you did train. I mean, and just to give the listeners, like, I was first introduced to your training methods in 2009 in Rhode Island with Charles Pollock, and
yeah,
obviously, rest in peace. Rest in peace. I mean, still, it's still a sad thing even now. And the workout. It was me and a bunch of other There was 6 other personal trainers from around the world. Me, Nick Mitchell,
yeah,
Juan Carlos from the DR,
yeah.
Francine Savard from Montreal, Damien Ma from Ireland, and then Wolfgang Unsold from Germany. So there's only 6 of us there. And, like we were all, it's 11, 12 years ago. It was an A1 to A17.
Yes, yeah.
legs. And we literally, like, I think half of us were like vomiting at the end of the workout because, remember Charles, it was very, very macho, like, if you didn't lift, you were a girl, and he was up in our face. And I remember
Abusing, yeah.
abusing. And then I'm like, because he was obviously teaching us what he'd learned from you. And that's obviously got me on to you. And then obviously when you came out learning from you directly, I think the first time, we were doing programs in about 2010, 2011. I think the first time you came out was 2012. I mean, it was just, if for the listeners out there, like, if you've read about it and seen it but not experienced it, like, you have to experience it, because those workouts were like, the toughest of my life, hands down.
The point that I was trying to make, if I would train you, or I would try train Maria right now. And what you normally do, I was mentioning for you, let's say 315 bench
Yeah.
press, you can do 10 reps. Okay. I would put 225, 2 plates instead of 3. And then tell you, now be your own worst enemy and do this 225 as hard as possible for yourself. Do least amount of reps to cause the failure. And how are you going to do that? You're going to control the tempo, right? You're going to have to do super slow and centrically. And then you're not going to use momentum and power in concentric part. You're going to, contract, squeeze. And there's a fine line between time under the tension and contraction, and time under maximal tension and maximal contraction. All of us, can contract, but not contract maximally. Dane, your microphone is off again. I don't know if you see it. So I would try to make exercise more challenging, so you can reduce the weight and the load. Your muscle doesn't know that you reduce the load. If you really contract like your life depends on it. Okay, if you go full range of motion, stretch, it has to be maximal lengthening and maximal shortening. But this is what I'm saying. When you shorten and you contract, and you can see this in the gym, how people train, they squeeze, but did they really try to empty the battery, so to speak? So if you really squeeze so hard, and I tell you this, I was in Poland once in Warsaw, and I did a seminar in front of like 400 people. And I told them, okay, everybody now stand up from your chair and imagine that you're doing a concentration biceps curls, okay? Concentration bicep curl. Okay? But this time they had nothing in their hands, nothing in their hand. And I said, okay, but you're going to have to squeeze like your life depends on it each and every rep. Okay, so it looked stupid and ridiculous and everything, but I said, please bear with me, just do it. And squeeze as hard as you can every single time. Oh, within 6, 7, 8 repetitions now, they start laughing because they were exhausting. They couldn't even do with nothing in a hand, right? So normally you have a dumbbell, you have a some load, and your focus is on the load. This time there was nothing in the hand. There's no more focus on the load. It's focused on the muscle, and I'm talking 1992. At that time, this mind muscle connection wasn't really established. People would do the exercise because concentration code is for biceps, so let's do it. No, no, no. There is a specific way of doing it. So once you apply this mentality, any exercise for every muscle, feel it, stretch it, and then contract it maximally, and see what is the difference. It's much safer. It's much more effective way of training.